Good, eve- good evening, everybody. I want to sincerely appreciate everybody for coming to the day one of this program. My name is Gospel Jakegbe, and I'm a life coach and I'm a Forex trader. And to the glory of God, a lot of people have graduated from this academy and they are doing very, very well. I'm so pleased about that. Now, you'll probably be wondering, what's the aim for this training? But before I start, if you know you can hear me clearly, can you just type 1 in the chat box? If you know you can hear me clearly, can you type 1 in the chat box? I can hear God's power clearly. Can you type 1 in the chat box? You know you can hear me clearly, just type 1 in the chat box. Hello? Yes. If you can hear me clearly, type 1 in the chat box. Oh, thank you, Mr. Oli. Thank you, Mr. Oli. You can hear me clearly. That's very perfect. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Oh, thank you, Mr. Adebisi Ilesomi or Mrs. Adebisi. I'm sorry if I got it wrong. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Shola, Madam Shola Oluomo Gabriel. Thank you. So let's start. So what's the aim for this training? The aim for this training is day one, which is today. I'll be talking about the introduction to Forex trading. I'll look into exchange rates, fundamental analysis, technical analysis. I'll dive into pips, lots, leverage, brokers, platforms, and charting softwares, types of traders, swing, day, positions cap. I'll also talk about technical analysis. Please, I'm begging everybody for something. Don't miss tomorrow's class for anything. Today's class is more or less like the introductory aspect of Forex trading, but tomorrow's class is very vital. Don't miss tomorrow's class for anything. I beg you. Now, day 3, we look into MetaTrader 4, how to use MetaTrader 4, market execution and pending orders, lot sizes, partial closing, trade stopping, swing trading, edging. You see, day 3, which is next tomorrow particularly, it is actually the day I dedicate for practicals. I'm going to use one of your phones to make practicals online, and you see how you can predict you determine your spread, enter the market. A lot of things we do on day 3. And that same day 3, trade management commences. That same day 3, trade management commences. Day 4, we'll talk about how to manage our trades. We'll talk about how to manage our trade with the use of my FX book, Testing.com, Forex Factory, Trading View, trading strategies that work, and they are support and resistance, DWAP, trading, DWAP, yes, false breakouts, and break of structure. We'll talk about all these things for the beginners class. For the 4 days of this training, you will enjoy all of this. That I can assure you of. So if we achieve this, then to the glory of God, we'll know the next phase. So thank you very much for coming one more time. My name is Gospel Jakegbe, and I'm a Forex trader. And like I said, I'm a life coach. And to see, to the glory of God, it has been a successful one for me, because this business is a good one. But I want to announce something to you before we start. I want you to know that I always give you the PDF of this class, and I'm recording it right now. So I also dropped the recorded version on my YouTube channel. Please do this by subscribing to that YouTube channel and click on the notification bell, so that whenever new videos, sometimes I don't even produce videos only of beginners class. I can just sit down, something crosses my mind, and I'll want to produce a new video. I'll drop it so that you will always get news about the get notifications about the new videos that I produce. So let's start. So thank you very much. So now let's start with what's Forex. Forex refers to as is a FX, is the largest financial market where currencies are bought, sold, and exchanged for one another. Unlike, for example, stock markets, it has no centralized exchange, and transactions are performed over the counter. This is participants trade with one another through a worldwide network of banks, brokers, and other financial institutions. Now, it is one of the most actively traded markets in the world. with an average daily volume of $5 trillion. Now, as a global market, Forex is open 245. What we are trying to say is people only trade from Mondays to Fridays. People only trade from Mondays to Fridays. And what time zone are we looking at? We're looking at London, New York, Tokyo, Zurich, Frankfurt, Hong Kong, Singapore, Paris, and Sydney. Don't worry, I will give you the PDF of this and the recorded version so I can always read it. So now, what am I trying to say here? Those versions, like somebody called me yesterday and was asking me, Gospel, if for instance, we are in Nigeria, we are trading here around night, what time will it be in US? I have to analyze all those things for him. So you need to know exactly the time zone that is actually that one can actually trade in. Are you with me? This thing is very important for those people who are what they call them, those people who are night traders. There are some people they like trading at night. For me, I'm not a night trader. Are you with me? So let's proceed. What exactly do you do in the forex market? You do two things. You either buy or you sell. I repeat, you either buy or you sell. Look at that animal, the bull. The bull is for the bullish, but whenever you're buying, is a symbol of the bull. Whenever you are selling, it's a symbol of the what? The bear. And now, look at it so close. If you notice something, these two animals are facing themselves. What it means is the buyers and the sellers will always oppose themselves. I repeat, the buyers and the sellers will always oppose themselves. So that one is very, very certain in the forex market. Who trades forex? Have you sat down to ask yourself that? Okay, who trades forex? They are one. The central bank is the major body that trades forex. And this central bank we are talking about here is European Central Bank, Central Bank of Nigeria, Bank of England, Bank of Canada. Are you with me? And the subordinates that trade forex are, we have commercial banks, which are Eco Bank, Keystone Bank, Guarantee Trust Bank. We have JP Morgan, so on and so forth. All these banks, they trade forex. Now, you probably wonder, who else trade forex? Multinational corporations, they trade forex. Individual investors, they trade forex. Who are the individual investors? The individual investors are you and I. You and I that we know that in the forex market, the amount we have is not really much. So we try to trade with the little amount we have. Now, we can successfully do this with the help of brokers. I'll talk about brokers tomorrow. Can successfully do this with the help of who? Brokers. So the next phase. Look at this flow chart. You observe that you have the central banks in the middle. You have the major banks. The central banks in the middle is just trying to tell you that central banks are the major bodies that trade forex. Whenever you notice that the market is heavily affected by the central bank, or there's a big drive, the big bull or a big sell, it means that the central banks are highly affected by what? It means that the market is affected by the central bank. The subordinate banks are commercial banks, which are Zenith Bank, GT Bank, Keystone Banks, Polaris, so on and so forth. Another body that also lies with these commercial banks are the brokers. It is with the help of the brokers. That is why you and I can trade today. It is with the help of the brokers. That's why it seems so easy to trade in the financial market. Now, the next I'd like to talk about is currency. Currency is simply a fiat a country spends. I repeat, currency is simply a fiat a country spends. Now, currency is of two parts, the base currency and the code currency. So now, there are two types of currency, like I said, base currency and the code currency. Now, if you look at it so closely, you notice that on my screen, I have Euro USD. I have Euro USD. On the other side, I have GBP AUD. On the other side, I have GBP AUD. And on the last side, I have XAU USD. Now for Euro USD, the best currency here is Euro, and the quote currency here is USD. I repeat, for Euro USD, the base currency there is Euro, and the quote currency there is USD. For GBP AUD, GBP is Great Britain pounds, and AUD is Australian dollar. For GBP AUD, the base currency is GBP, and the quote currency is what? AUD. For XAU USD, the base currency is XAU, and the quote currency is what? USD. So that's how that works. So you must know that for a currency pair, is like when you say a pair of slippers. The currency pairs is simply connoting that you have Euro. The first listed currency is the base currency, and the second listed currency is called what? It's called the quote currency. The next one is exchange rate. Exchange rate is the rate at which one's currency will be exchanged for another. It's also regarded as the value of one country currency in relation to another. We believe that one currency will rise against another currency, we buy the strong currency, and we sell a weak currency. Another reason why exchange rate moves so fast results from billionaire companies that need to convert large amounts of money into another currency. What are we saying here? Look at it so closely, you observe that exchange rate is like, I have Euro, I have USD. Let's come to my screen. Let's say I have Euro USD. Let's say I have Euro USD. Let's say Mr. Oli gets an information that Euro is now 600. Why USD is 400? So 600 divided by, or zeros cancel zeros. So 6 divided by 4 is what? That should be 1.5000. Now, class, let's say later, so I get an information from Mr. Mike that Mr. Gospower, Euro has increased to 800. So let's say on this side, Euro is now 800. $800 divided by 400 is so that's 2.000. Now, whenever Euro, the base currency, which is Euro, increasing in markets, increases rather, it is an indication that what you should buy in the Forex market. I repeat, whenever Euro, which is the base currency, increases in the Forex market, it's an indication that what you should buy in the Forex market. How you doing? So now, let's say later, Mr. Elesomi calls me and says that, Mr. Gospower, Euro has dropped in the market. What does it mean? Let's say Euro dropped to what? 300.
Please, sorry for distraction.
Okay.
What's the cause of making it to drop?
I'll come to that later, please.
All right.
Okay. So now let's say it dropped in the Forex market. Then what happens here? In this case, it means that I can now sell in the, 300 divided by 400 is what? 0.75000. So in this case, what do? I will sell in the forex market. Please, there's something I want to quickly highlight here. If euro is increasing the forex market, have it in mind that USD will be dropping. Please don't mind my 400 I wrote here. Let's say probably when euro increased by what, 800, USD is also what, dropping, vice versa. Now, when euro is now reducing, probably USD is also what, increasing. You get it. Thank you. Let's proceed because I want to attend to questions. The next one is fundamental analysis. Fundamental analysis is a way of looking at the forex market to analyze economic, social, and political forces that may affect currency prices. The idea behind this kind of analysis is that the country's currency, current or future outlook is good, its currencies should strengthen. Now, what we are trying to say here is fundamental analysis is when you go to news, you check what is even, what's the impact like in the market? What is likely to affect the currency pair? You make your analysis and you trade. A process whereby you use news to predict and you go into the market is what we call news trading. And that's fundamental analysis. Now, if a country futures outlook is good, more businesses will go to those places. Look at when we had coronavirus last year. So many things shut down, even though people are still cashing out in this business. Everything was down. Now, if that US was affected, then it could definitely affect the forex market. I remember very well early this year when there was an election, Joe Biden and Trump. You need to see how the market was treated at that period. Those that knows the strategy to use, they make good profits. If you are going to be consistent with this training, I'll teach you those strategies you use or those indicators you use and make very good profits. They make good profits, including me in that period. So sometimes when market is affected, you can benefit from it and you can lose. Or I know people that lose their money early this year as a result of that election. You don't need to tell me. I know. So you need to know how and when to enter the market. So let's proceed. Technical analysis. Technical analysis is the study of price pattern on particular assets. There are many ways to identify patterns in the market. Now, what's technical? Technical analysis is when you use tools, indicators to predict the movement of the market. Like me now, I want to be very, very candid in this class. I do more of technical analysis compared to fundamental analysis. Like all through today, I have been on technical analysis. What is technical analysis? You go to a particular app or you go to a particular website and you click on, let's say you use favorites, you can use TradingView. I like to use TradingView. It's one of the best charting softwares I love. So if you use TradingView, you tell, you support and resistance, you use moving average MACD to predict before you can enter the market. So that's how technical analysts are. Technical analysts are those that use tools, drawings to tell, should I enter the market now? Should I not enter the market now? News traders are those that capitalize on news. I used to hear people saying that I'm a tech analyst, I'm not a fundamental analyst. I wonder, why can't you be both? I mean, if you are both, it's a very big edge on your own. Like me now, any decision I make in the forex market, I don't need Mr. Jack to tell me. Because I make analysis from fundamental analysis sometimes, and sometimes it's purely 100% technical analysis. And to the glory of God, I am winning. Are you with me? So that is it. Somebody asked a question. I forgot your question. It's now time to permit questions. Please, can you repeat your question, sir? Hello, someone? Okay.
I said, why is the euro dropping? Why is it dropping?
Okay, God bless you, sir. Number one, the reason why you can have a market droppage or a currency pair dropping, it could be as a result of bad situation in the country. It could be as a result of what? Bad situation in the country. And if the countries, if euro is increasing, then it means it's as a result of what? A good situation in the country. Hello, sir. If you are consistent to this training, day 4, I'll teach you or you don't even need to go. I don't need to teach you before. Go to my YouTube link. I just posted something to the NFP. Do you know what NFP is? NFP is simply a statistics released by Bureau de Change of that same country, probably United States, and they tell the employment rate that has been released in the market. Are you with me? And if when it is launched in the market 1:30 every first Friday of the month, and it happens to be that it goes higher, then it means the country is actually in a good state. So if there's any droppage of currency or increment, that is based on the country's situation. Have I answered your question, sir? Have I answered your question, Mr. Mike? Or who asked the question?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there any other question in the house? Is there any other question in the house? Okay. If there's no other question in the house, I want to say one or two things. Class, when I train people on this business, I like to be very, very candid. Forex is not a business that is like Baba Ijebu. Pick one, pick two, use 1,000 naira to win 10,000 naira. I used to hear people saying Forex is gambling, and I tell them a big lie. Forex is gambling when you don't know what to do in the market. Class, I manage my accounts. I trade for people. I have signal groups. I do a lot of things from this same business. And to the glory of God, since when I've been doing these things, somebody cannot just give money to trade for him, and I'll be telling you next week or next week that, sir, I've bought your money. For you to have a secured account in this business, you must know the right money management to use. Are you with me? You must know the right money management to use. Now, I want to quickly say something. The reason why people lose their money in Forex is greed. Let's be very, very candid. Greed is the reason why people lose their money in Forex. 1, 2, lack of patience. I used to know some people that whenever they are in a trade and they are in a loss, the only thing they do is they know how to close loss. Imagine you are closing loss constantly. How can you have your capital? Not to talk of profits. So please, if you are here, you want to use $100 to make $10,000 next week, please, I don't know how to do that business. Then probably you're not in the right place. Me, I will teach you how to use indicators to win, and I will teach you how to make money from this business steadily. There's a saying, slow and steady wins the race. Are you with me? If you believe that, or you see those things you see on YouTube, you know, one thing that even makes me laugh about so many of us is that I used to see some people, they will put on YouTube $5 to make $180 in 24 hours. I laugh. See, let me tell you what you don't know. I am a YouTuber. To the glory of God, I'm a YouTuber. I know very well all these things. Aside being a YouTuber, I'm a blogger. Aside this Forex trading I do. See, there's something, if you think I'm lying, if you operate on YouTube, you confirm to what I'm saying. There's something called thumbnail. Thumbnail is simply an image you put in front of your video so that it will look so attractive. So that when you click on it, immediately you click on those videos, guess what? Money runs into the account. They get a percentage of dollars into the account because you clicked on it. So they'll make it so funny, interesting. Click on it. You'll not see anything. For some of us that used to watch so many videos on YouTube, you will see that there are some videos that it looks as if lion is killing hyena, or maybe lion is destroying a big elephant. Click on it, what do you see? Yes, you will see lion and elephant in that video, but you will not see exactly that kind of thing. So please, let's just be cautious of things we see online and believe that these things, when you can use $5 to make $180, that's a big lie. Hello. Let me clarify something here. I am not saying it's not possible, but for me, it has never been. I have never even bothered to try it because that's greed. I've never bothered trying it, not to say it is possible for me. Well, if it's possible for you, good. But I can assure you, you might do it the first time, second time, you might not be lucky the third time. And the third time, you might regret even starting it. So thank you very much. Since nobody have any question to ask, do we still have any more questions to ask before I go? Do you have any other question to ask before I go?
Yeah, for me, I have no question, but about the forex trading, I've been duped, and not one time, not two times. Sure, that's just the testimony I have to share.
Okay. My brother, you are doing well, according to Mr. Macaroni. Now, he said he has been duped, and let me quickly say something, class. I even love the section we are. Just take your time and listen, class. We are finished the class. You will have the recorded video. Let me say something quickly. Sir, I have noticed something about the internet business. The internet business is a place to make money, and it's also a place to finish your money. Sir, if I begin to tell you the number of risks I've taken as an online person, you will cry for me. I have been online since 2014. In fact, for the very first 4 years, I'm not talking about forex trading here. I'm talking about other online things. For the very first 4 years, I was fully useless. I was useless. But guess what? I was persistent. In all these things I do, I was duped severally. In this forex business, if I tell you how much I've lost in this month in this forex, but it was the pains of what I've lost. That was what has kept me to this point, and I give glory to God. All those things I've lost now, today I laugh. Because number one, my commissions account alone covers all that I've thrown away into this business. Not even my own trading account, my commission account covers everything I've lost in this business. So, sir, what I have to say is, there's nothing like being persistent. If you know what you want, yes, you might meet very wrong people online. Let me tell you the truth. You see all these scammers, they have spoiled the business for the good people. That's the truth. Somebody joined the advanced class recently, and she was chatting with me. She said she never knew that I could teach like this, that she's so marveled that this, that. She said something that touched me. She said the very first day she watched my first day class, she did not put her mind. She said, is it all these criminals? She was telling me these things on Saturday. I was just laughing. She said they too look at this criminal. He has posted the second link again. She said the day she decided to watch the third link. She said what she heard drew me. This woman called me, her credit got me. I called her. If I'm a scammer, I will use my credit to call her. I called her. We spoke for minutes. Are you with me? So please, sir, one thing I always say is there are so many wrong people online. Please, persistence is key. If you know what you want, please keep on fighting until you get it. Hello, sir. Udemy. Udemy is an online site where people buy courses. Udemy, I have bought useless courses on Udemy, but I did not kill myself. When you buy courses on Udemy, you know what I'm talking about. They're in dollars, and they are quite expensive, especially when it's not their promo period. And you keep on fighting until you get what is right, sir. You get it. So thank you for calling. I appreciate you. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. Let me allow everybody to go and rest. I promise you, I will drop the YouTube link tonight before 10 p.m. And I'll also drop this video tonight before 10 p.m. so that you can always rewatch. Please, please, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to click on it. If you have friends that can benefit from this free training, you can invite them. Let them have the link and join you to enjoy this beautiful thing. Thanks so much, everybody.
How will we invite someone? Is it by the link?
No, it's very simple. If you send me a personal message, hi, like you need the link, I'll just send the link to you, and you send the person will be added automatically on the WhatsApp group. You understand? The person will be added automatically on the WhatsApp group, and benefits what you get. Please don't miss tomorrow's class. You see, today's class is more of discussion. Tomorrow's class, we are going to do pure practicals. Pure practicals. Thank you so much. Mr. Oli, do you have any question? I can see your hands is up. Mr. Oli, do you have any question? Okay. If the man doesn't have any question, there's no problem. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate you all for coming. Despite the hectic day and all of that, you still find time to come. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Good night. Bye for now. Bye. Yeah.
Bye, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Bye.